Hello and welcome to SoSouth. Today we are here to discuss BJP's list of Kerala candidates for Lok Sabha. BJP has announced 12 candidates for the Lok Sabha elections coming up. And joining with me today to discuss this list of 12 candidates is Shibi from our senior correspondent from India Today. Welcome, Shibi.
Thank you, Prija. Thank you.
So, Shivi, let's start with the big name that has come up, two big names rather, that has come up in the list. That is Suresh Gopi and Rajeev Chandrasekhar. Let's start
Right.
with our Suresh Gopi itself. We Malayalis know that Gopi Hatton and Suresh Hatton is a big name, and he has been waiting in line for a while. So, what do you think will be the chances for BJP by fielding Suresh Gopi, actor politician Suresh Gopi, for this thing?
Well, Prija, I think out of all these candidates or out of all the seats also in Kerala, I think Thrissur is the topmost priority for BJP. And Thrissur is where they have the maximum chances also because Suresh Gopi is not unfamiliar to Thrissur people, to Thrissur as a whole, because 2019 Lok Sabha election he had contested, in 2021 Assembly election also he had contested. So he has been there in the constituency consistently for like the last 4 5 years. So he's very familiar, and he's on a mission to Thrissur enki taru. He said during the last election, "Yaning edukkan," and all he was saying. So he's on a mission to get Thrissur actually. So and I think that's something the national leadership of the party also know, that they have strong chances in the constituency, and that's probably why we have seen Prime Minister also visiting Thrissur, like in January for January and Feb, 2 times he visited the Thrissur constituency. They started the camp. If we see I mean, Prime Minister attending the wedding of his daughter was also a message right there, like, he's my man, like he's our man, kind of. So and there's strong campaign going on saying that, if Suresh Gopi gets elected, then Thrissur is getting a cabinet minister. So people should ideally choose what they want and all of this. So these things have been going on. I feel it's going to be like, when we look at the ground situation, I feel it's going to be very tight between all the three parties. Thrissur is probably one of the seats in the country itself where we're going to see very, very tight competition between three parties. Because left, I think what makes it more tough is the left's candidate here. It's V.S. Sunil Kumar, who the CPI has announced. V.S. Sunil Kumar is not just been in Thrissur since the last 4 or 5 years, but since the last many decades. He's from Thrissur. He's a native of Thrissur, so he has been there in the constituency, in the district, since the last many years. People there are very, very familiar. So we'll have to see how the neutral votes are going to go, which direction. People who might wanted to vote for Suresh Gopi could also vote for Sunil Kumar, because Sunil Kumar is a very familiar face. The thing with Sunil Kumar is that he's there in the ground, like he's been there in the ground, for all the activities that happens, especially with Thrissur Puram. You will not find a Thrissur Puram without Sunil Kumar handling all the things and all of that. Even when he was a minister in the last cabinet, he was very active there. So that's probably, and like we had met, so after the CPS announcement, we had met Sunil Kumar also in the party office, where he seemed very confident. And I think even Congress is likely to refield T.N. Pratap, and they yet to announce the candidates. So all of them, like church support is very, very important as far as Thrissur is concerned. Very good Christian population, and there's a good amount of Muslim population. So where this minority vote bank is going to go, which direction? That's very, very crucial, and it might get split between all the three. It might get split between left and the Congress, and of course there might be some Christian vote bank going to Suresh Gopi also, but the main vote bank is the Hindu vote bank. So there's a lot of factors. I think what makes it more tough is the minority vote bank plus Sunil Kumar's candidacy. I think that's going to be very, very hard. And the constituency spread across, like there's Natika, there's like a lot of places are covering the Thrissur constituency. So
Correct.
all left and the Congress do have pockets where they have very strong influence. So for the challenge for Suresh Gopi will be overcoming those challenges in those particular pockets, especially with the minority vote bank. So it's going to be tough three-way contest, but I can say one thing, that Suresh Gopi definitely has, posed a big, big challenge to both left and Congress.
So, do you think that because of this particular challenge that Suresh Gopi, with his popularity, with his more pan India sort of a face, where other people, other outside nation, outside states also know of Suresh Gopi because of his, actor background, of his,
Right.
industry background as well. Do you think that is one of the biggest reasons that the BJP, despite the fact that we know how BJP, the Kerala state BJP is not exactly very keen on being on having Gopi as a
Mm.
constituent, as a president, as a candidate for this parliamentary constituency. Despite all
Mm.
of that, the High Command has decided to field him,
Mm.
keeping in mind that they really want to make inroads into Kerala to
Right.
have at least, increase their vote share. At least
Mm.
if if at all, as you said, they have here, Gopi is going to present a very, very stiff competition to the other two candidates, even though UDF hasn't yet announced theirs. But putting up a competition, increasing their vote share, that probably is the reason why High Command finally has fielded Suresh Gopi as the face for Thrissur, right?
Uh, oh well, yes, exactly. And I think more than Suresh Gopi's image outside the state or whatever, I think Suresh Gopi has been, showing since the last, at least in the 10 years itself, at least in the last one decade, has been showing interest to venture into politics. And he was nominated to the Rajya Sabha by the BJP. Was an MP also in the as a Rajya Sabha MP. So he does have, like, consistently he has been in the political picture since the last few years. And I think it's not in Thrissur, it's not BJP. I would say it's Thrissur, it's Suresh Gopi, the individual's aura and personality that will come into votes. It's definitely not a BJP versus Congress and left. It is definitely going to be Suresh Gopi versus Congress and left, because he has been doing a lot of this good activities. What you say, like, he's been engaged in a lot of social service. A lot of He's been helping a lot of people. He was the host of a very popular show here, where he's started helping people. The Malayalam version of Kaun Banega Crorepati.
Correct.
So where he himself started offering help to people, which naturally increased, the love and support among the people for Suresh Gopi as a whole. There are a lot of people, even in the left supporters and the Congress supporters, who will say that even if he is a BJP, like generally BJP, Kerala is not very, familiar place for the BJP, or like people are not very much keen on BJP, but still there is a personality attraction that the people have. Even among the left and Congress supporters, there are a lot of people who will tell you that, even if he's in the BJP, he's a very good human being. So he's done a lot of for us. So that is what is going to come into the picture. And I think that the leadership also knows. Even if the state leadership is not aware, at least the national leadership is definitely aware. And Suresh Gopi's communication, or the decisions are mostly made by the national leadership. There's less involvement actually by the state leadership in Suresh Gopi's candidates and all of this. But I think it's his personal image that will come into picture, because a lot of people, yes, to an extent, been successful in creating this larger than life image in Thrissur and in Kerala because of the social activities and the kind of help and all of that he has provided. So I think that is what is going to come into picture more than the BJP party getting votes. It's Suresh Gopi, the individual, who's going to garner votes and increase the vote share for the party.
Okay. So now that we have discussed Suresh Gopi, let's move on to the other heavyweight that BJP has put across. That is Union Minister Rajeev Chandrasekhar. We know that Rajeev has been a constant face, a constant personality that all throughout national media has been fielded, and Rajeev
Right.
Chandrasekhar has been fielded against Shashi Tharoor. Do you really think that Rajeev Chandrasekhar can put up a stiff competition for Shashi Tharoor, who has been a three-time MP, undefeated? Now, looking at the overall voting, despite the fact that even the past two times when BJP kind of swept India, Shashi Tharoor stood strong.
See, that's something we'll have to wait and watch, because Rajiv Chandrasekhar, see, in 2019, BJP made history in Kerala, because in Thiruvananthapuram, Kumaram Rajashekharan finished second. So Thiruvananthapuram is a constituency where BJP has very good vote share, like very good vote share they do have. And that's not an individual's. Of course, there's an individual aspect also coming into the picture, but it's more like the party has good vote share in the constituency. But with Kummanam, there was another thing. Kummanam was very active in Thiruvananthapuram. Like whether it's the Padmanabha Swami temple activities or whatever, he's very active in the district itself. So he's familiar to people. The challenge for Rajeev Chandrasekhar would be he's not very familiar as a person, as an individual to the people of the constituency. That is probably like there'll be great attention to this constituency, Thiruvananthapuram, because it's Tharoor, likely Tharoor, they're likely to feel Tharoor itself. Tharoor versus Rajeev Chandrasekhar would be next level contest, next level attention that it's going to get. There will be great war of words exchange between both of them, considering their their experience at the national level and all of that. So it will be interesting. But I think the challenge for Rajeev Chandrasekhar would be reaching out to the people. Tharoor in the last 15, Tharoor actually, I mean, considering his history as a diplomat, it would be like when we look at it, it would have been difficult for him also to come onto the ground, interact with people, like a person among them. That's all something the people of Kerala like, a leader who is among the masses. But Tharoor in the 15 years has been an MP and he has been successful in maintaining a relationship with the people. So in that way, he is a little definitely ahead of Rajeev Chandrasekhar in that aspect. So that will possibly be the main challenge for Rajeev Chandrasekhar, reaching out to the people, communicating with the people, because he's a Malayali but not really lived in Kerala, grew up in Gujarat. So that possibly will be a challenge for him. But I think it's a good contest for the national picture as a whole. Like Thiruvananthapuram will see a lot of fears, war, exchange of words, and etc. etc. And I think the left has fielded Panyan Ravindran, who's a former MP. So Panyan was not very keen on contesting, but CBI literally forced him to contest this time. So, but again, I feel again that's an advantage for Panyan Ravindran that he's very active and people know him personally. The act with Kerala MLAs and MPs is that they spend a lot of time in their constituencies that are very familiar for the people of the constituency. Very few MPs and MLAs we'll find were not very active in the constituency and all. So even in the minister's case also, whichever government is here, in the weekends they mostly go and go and stay in their constituency. So that's something that will be a challenge for Rajeev Chandrasekhar, but I think the party has good vote share. So, and of course, he is a union minister, and if once more time elected, he can be a union minister again. So all of these aspects will be what the BJP will be trying to focus in the campaign. In fact, interestingly, the leadership here wanted to field a union minister itself, a national leader itself from Thiruvananthapuram against Tharoor. So initially the names that they considered were of S. Jayashankar, which would have been a next level battle because two diplomats coming against each other. Then they talked about Nirmala Sitharaman, but then came Rajeev Chandrasekhar. So Rajeev Chandrasekhar's name was also there in the list. But of course, him being a Malayali and definitely had it up to his advantage. And but yeah, I think the challenge would be reaching out to the people of the constituency, and because this time the CPI is going to put up a tough fight at least in the constituency. So again, just like Thrissur, we might see a three-way tight contest between all the three parties.
So, Shibi, now that Thiruvananthapuram and Thrissur, the two big names that could be the battlegrounds within Kerala at least. One thing is conspicuously missing from the BJP's list is the constituency of Wayanad. They haven't fielded a name from there yet. And what do you think is the reason behind that? They haven't even presented any name in the first list itself. That what they are not going to. They are still considering somebody. They are still waiting for Congress or UDF to come out with their list to see who is going to be there. Why not? I think, which, knowing everything and every other discussion that we have been having, everybody is saying Rahul Gandhi should come back to Wayanad, despite the fact that there are noises that it is going to be he's going to probably contest from Telangana or even in Tamil Nadu. But BJP still hasn't put out the 12 seats. One thing missing is Wayanad. What do you think could be the reason behind that?
Well, I don't know the exact reason, but it's. Wayanad is definitely not a seat that they are considering as an A class or constituency. Because even CPI does not have enough to do in that constituency because it's traditionally been a Congress-led UDF stronghold. it need not be Rahul Gandhi itself. Whoever from the Congress is fielded, they can win that seat because it's a very, very strong party hold. It's not just Wayanad, it has constituencies from Kozhikode and Malappuram also. It's like 7 constituencies from all these 3 districts together form the Wayanad parliamentary constituency. So,
Correct.
of course, it's left and the Congress that will still be seen. They probably that's the reason they might be still looking for that one person to, fill that gap and, field from Wayanad. But I think they also know, the leadership also know Wayanad is not a seat that they are like very keen on eyeing because all the 12 seats that they have announced are something that we kind of expected will be there in the first list at least. So Wayanad missing out is not a major surprise. But yes, there is a challenge of, fielding somebody little strong at least from there for the BJP also because you never know, Rahul Gandhi might come back and contest in Wayanad. We are yet to know from the Congress.
Exactly.
So in that case, that constituency, even if Rahul Gandhi doesn't contest, that Wayanad seat will still get some attention. So who the BJP has fielded would be a question there. So probably they're zeroing down on candidates, and that's why they haven't announced the candidate. Is what I feel.
Okay. So now that we have discussed the three big names out of there, let's move on to the 3 women that have been put out in the first list itself. That will be the one senior leader Shobha Surendran. Then there is Ashwini, and then there is um,
Nivedita.
Nivedita Subramanian. And these are 3 names, and even though Nivedita and Ashwini are fairly new faces, they have still been given some of the more stronger constituencies to contest with. What do you think? What do you feel can be the reasoning behind fielding these 3 names? Shobha Surendran, of course, maybe finally she should get a chance, sort of a thing. But the other 2, there's the 3 candidates, women candidates.
See, firstly, I am a little surprised that Shobha Surendran was fielded from Alappuzha. I thought like she might be fielded from Palakkad or Kasaragod or Pathanamthitta also, I was expecting. I'm a little surprised with Alappuzha, but because we actually heard Ranjit Srinivasan, the BJP worker who was, murdered by the PFI activist in 20. His wife's name was being considered in Alappuzha. He's from Alappuzha. So initially we were expecting, okay, maybe there might be a surprise in that candidature, but I am a little surprised that Shobha Surendran was fielded in Alappuzha because she, I would say, has probably been a very strong candidate for them, a strong women face. Even though there's a lot of leadership clashes and everything inside the party, she has been very successful in increasing the vote share. In Artingal also, where we Muralidharan is fielded this time, it was her caliber and her work that ensured that BJP increased the vote share in Artingal. That today it's a constituency that they are like really working hard on and all of that. So I'm a little surprised that she's been fielded in Alappuzha. But yes, I think Ponnani and Kasaragod, both of them, whether it's Nivedita or Ashwini, both of them not very familiar candidates. They have been working in the panchayat level, the local level is what I'm hearing right now. And but I think when we look at the constituencies of Kasaragod and Ponnani is like Muslim League's quota, like a very very stronghold. There could be in Ponnani, there could be a contest between left this time with Muslim League. There could be a good contest, is what I'm hearing in Ponnani between left and Muslim League. Usually it's like it's a Muslim League seat. Very strong, like whoever you feel, no, not really will work. But this time there could be very tight contest. Then probably I think fresh faces. Party of course needs fresh faces, women leaders. We are not very familiar with the BJP women leaders, except for Shobha Surendran. We do not have a lot of main female leaders. So probably that's the reason why, even if it's not a stronghold for the party, they might want to give chance to fresh faces, female leaders. That's very important. Considering that the party had passed the women reservation bill also in the parliament. So probably they want to give a lot of chance to the young women leaders, and that's why they would have been given a chance. But yes, they're a bit unfamiliar right now. But of course, in the local level, they do have influence. They've been working, is what I'm hearing right now.
We discussed Ponnani, right? Ponnani, as you said, has always been a Muslim League seat. Mm-hmm. But this time around, the candidate that has been fielded, Hamza himself, is a defector from
right. Yes.
defector from Muslim League, and now they go. the BJP goes ahead and fields Ashwini from not Ashwini, sorry,
Yeah.
Nivedita from Ponani. It's like they're not even trying to put up a fight over there. They're just trying to test the waters by, okay, fine, will it work? Let's see if we will put somebody who's not really much known outside of the actual party circles within the state. But let's try a hand at it. Doesn't it feel like that's the way, that's the reason why they have put up a fairly fresh face, greenhorn, to speak in national political terms, to field Nivedita Subramaniam, who's not even much known outside of her own circles within the party in the state?
Yeah. Could be because it's I mean, the leadership also knows Ponani and Malappuram are not seats that they can really consider in the top 10 or 15 list, even because of the demography, and also, I mean, demography is probably the main reason, and the fact that they've fielded like somebody from the majority community in Ponani is also very interesting. And Malappuram, they fielded a Muslim candidate, and I think he's the only Muslim candidate that's been featured in the first list that they've announced. So, yeah, but I think definitely it's not a seat that they're really eyeing on. It's left versus Congress. That is, anyways, left versus Muslim League that's going to take place in Ponani constituency. So probably they wanted to give a chance to somebody fresh and new, and see how it works and all of that. But knowing the ground and knowing Kerala, I feel like at least in the next many years, it's not really easy to make inroads into Ponani and Malappuram constituencies for BJP, at least for now.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, because it's not, they have always been strongholds of it is largely populated by the Muslim community, as well as it has been a stronghold of Muslim League, and thus the UDF has been always given those constituencies always have been given to the Muslim leaders as well. Or I don't know, people might just come out and say, no, not Muslim League, IUML. Let's be very, very politically correct when we are calling them IUML, Indian Union Muslim League. But having discussed all of these things, in your opinion, you being on the ground daily, do you think there are lots of hits and misses in this first list itself? And do you think they should, if at all possible, kind of change it if they get a chance when the second list comes out?
I don't think so, because I'm a bit surprised with Anil Antony's candidates in Pathanamthitta, because I thought he might be fielded in Ernakulam. That's what we were hearing also initially. Ernakulam being a constituency with around 50% Christian population, we expected Anil Antony's name to come up in Ernakulam, and was a bit surprised that it was announced in Pathanamthitta. PC George was very keen on contesting from Pathanamthitta. He in fact came out yesterday hitting at the, saying that, hitting out of the leadership, saying that Anil Antony is very unfamiliar in Pathanamthitta. We'll have to, try hard and make him familiar there and all of that. So that's probably one, because Pathanamthitta, again, Shabrimala is situated there, and it's a constituency where the party has vote share. If not very good, percentage of vote share, but there is vote share. So a party strongman like Kumana Rajashekharan would have been a better choice, at least to put up a fight. It would have been a better choice than Anil Antony in Pathanamthitta. I think that's one miss they made. But otherwise, everything was expected. Rajeev Chandrasekhar's name was on the top. I was waiting just to know. I'm like, Shobana is not fielded from Thiruvananthapuram. Because in the last rounds, we heard Shobana's name being suggested, though I heard that she denied the offer and said that she can maybe come campaign and all, but not contest. And even Suresh Gopi, of course, we know the Mansutra Thara connection. So, there's a meme going around here. Will we see Nakulan and Ganga both contesting for the election and all? So, that was definitely there. But, her name was there actually. And Suresh Gopi had also confirmed that she was being approached. So, that was probably the only, because Rajeev Chandrasekhar, the only confusion was whether he'll contest from Karnataka, which is a much more easier for the party. State. Yes, so because BJP is very strong in Lok Sabha elections, like the results can go completely, in favor of BJP in Karnataka during Lok Sabha elections. So That was the only confusion, but otherwise Rajeev Chandrasekhar's name was there, and I think they cannot afford to field somebody, other than Rajeev Chandrasekhar's status there in Thiruvananthapuram, because it's Shashi Tharoor who is being fielded by the Congress against the BJP. So they wanted a very strong name, at least, you know, even if the ground situation is not in favor or whatever, they wanted a strong face there, at least to be there, to show that we are putting up a good fight. We are not taking that seat lightly. So, and Thiruvananthapuram was the major confusion for the party also, because they assumed a lot of names in the beginning itself, which did not work. So, in the end part, when the BJP leadership was finalizing the list and submitting the list from the state, they had a very tough time, coming to a name, or like coming to at least 2, 3 names in Thiruvananthapuram, because you can't afford to lose, feel somebody. Very not very strong from Thiruvananthapuram because of Tharoor and because of the party's strong vote share there. So yeah, I think Pathanamthitta was something that I'm a bit, and Shobha Surendran also, I think Palakkad or Pathanamthitta some would have been a better choice for Shobha Surendran. But yeah, I mean, those two are a bit confusing, but otherwise I think it was all expected. Thiruvananthapuram, Attingal, Thrissur, all of these were expected. And I think these are the three constituencies. In my order, it's Thrissur, Thiruvananthapuram, Attingal. This is the first, second, and third priority list of BJP.
Thank you so much for being with us over here, Shibi, to discuss the list of BJP. Now the remaining 8 seats are still there, and let's see what surprises or whatever other things comes up with their second list of the remaining 8 seats. We don't even know whether they are going to. And coming to that question, do you think that BJP would definitely put out names for these other 8 seats, the remaining seats?
I think they will, because knowing the parties, the way it functions, they're not a party that will give up easily. Even if there's no chance or whatever, they'll ensure that their candidate is there, their presence is there. So I don't think they will leave out these 8 seats. I definitely feel they'll like find candidates and ensure that they contest in all the 20 seats, because there's no alliance possibilities also in Kerala possible with the left and Congress, because unlike in Tamil Nadu where they had an alliance with the IDMK, it's still possible in Telangana that they can have an alliance with BRS. If things, I mean, I'm not sure, but like there is a possibility, but that is not at all possible in Kerala. So they'll have to fight on their own. So I feel they will put out the candidates and for all the remaining 8 seats also. And I'm actually looking forward to now seeing what the Congress candidates actually, because there's a lot of confusion going around. So I'm actually waiting to see the Congress list also now.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting coming few days will be very interesting. We waiting for UDF and Congress's list for the Lok Sabha seats, and having already got the 12 names for BJP and the 20 names for LDF, it's going to be a very speculative, wonderful, interesting few days coming up. Thank you so much for joining with us, Shibi, to discuss this, and I will see you soon when the Congress's list comes out.
Definitely. Thank you, Preeta. Thank you.